Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Faison Sadruddin, your Public Events Address Coordinator, and we're here with module number 6, which is a continuation of number 5, Delivery Part 2. And today we're going to be focusing on our facial expressions, our gestures, and our vocal variation. First, our facial expressions. A lot of times when we speak, we make weird facial expressions that don't correlate with what we have to say. So if I'm saying, I think racism is really, really bad and we should combat it because it is a problem plaguing our society, I shouldn't say it with a smiling face because there's no correlation to what we're saying. A lot of times people will coach you to smile when you speak, and yes, smile when you speak when you have something happy to say or you're saying a joke. But a lot of times when we're becoming more serious, when we have to get into the deep roots of our problem, having a serious face or a solemn face isn't a bad thing once in a while. Your second is your gestures. Your gestures, you don't want to over-gesture, and a lot of times different gestures have different meanings. For me, it's everything that is facing upward is positive, and then when you want to get negative or a little bit more serious, you just flip the hands and you move them a little bit downwards, I guess. Your gestures should not be too high, nor should they be too low. You want to do it from your top of your chest to about your belt, and nothing higher, nothing lower, because then it just becomes overly extravagant and people lose focus of what you're trying to say. Every gesture correlates to something different in a speech, so if I'm telling you something and I want you to listen, I might gesture towards you, and in incoming gesture, as I say, guys, come together with me, make it a little bit bigger, have your hands coming towards yourself. Make sure that you're not gesturing for random reasons or random things, because then it becomes overdone and people just start staring at your hands and not what you have to say. I've been there and done that. It's not fun, I promise. Lastly is your vocal variation. A lot of times people speak very monotone because they don't want to be overexcited, but a speech should have different levels. It's kind of like a roller coaster in the sense that you always have an upward force, a downward force. Sometimes they're loop-de-loops, depending on how you want to speak. If you're delivering a joke, get excited! Or if it's a deadpan joke, make sure you're speaking like this so the audience can understand that you're trying to be a little bit sarcastic. You don't want to deliver a joke as if you're saying somebody died or there was a mass shooting somewhere, because it's insensitive. But when there is a problem like your 7-minute moment or a hard story in your speech, you want to be a little bit more somber, be a little bit more understanding. Silent. Not silent, but quiet. You don't want to raise your voice and make sure everyone listens to you, because you just push it and people lose focus and they completely steer away from what you have to say. But make sure what you have to say is really enforced. But enforcing doesn't mean loud. Enforcing could be quiet. It could be a little bit mellow. But people are going to understand if you use the proper vocal tone, I guess, so to speak. So that is it with our delivery modules. I hope you learned a thing or two. Tune in for module number 7. Thank you.